What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost. Today I wanted to talk about something that people have been speculating about for a while now, but specifically since the last TV spot dropped for Rise of Skywalker. And that is the Mandalorian connected to Rise of Skywalker in any significant way, other than the fact that they're just, set in the same galaxy? And I do think that there is a little bit of, reason for that speculation. Now, when Mandalorian came out, I think a lot of us were hoping it would just be some standalone thing set by itself. And a lot of us are enjoying The Mandalorian, and I will even admit myself included, right? That third episode I thought was really, really good. I have some issues with it. I'm hoping that those will be explained in the future episodes, not giving any benefit of the doubt yet, because it still is, a Disney-owned Lucasfilm. However, I do think that there's some cause for us to be positive about the direction that it's going in the future. So we'll see. But when we had this show Mandalorian, all this goodwill that's being built up towards it, I think a lot of the things people think are they going to try to use that to connect it to Rise of Skywalker? Obviously, that would have had to be in the plans already. We know they're always not the best at planning necessarily, but when you look at the release schedule for The Mandalorian, it's kind of puzzling because other than the first week that had 2 episodes in it, it's released every Friday, but then the 7th episode is released on a Wednesday, and it's released on Wednesday, December 18th, and that is before the Thursday premiere and Friday release of Rise of Skywalker. And then they go back to the following Friday with the season finale. So that was always strange to me when I heard that they were planning on doing it right in the middle. Was it just to garner up all the goodwill necessary? Or could it be leading into something? Could The Mandalorian be connected to Rise of Skywalker? Now, there's other people right here that have begun speculating since this TV spot. Now, new Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker trailer reveals possible ties to The Mandalorian. New, less than a month into release, Lucasfilm and the team at Walt Disney Studios are pushing Star Wars Rise of Skywalker more than ever. Involved in the expansive marketing plan is the release of weekly television spots, which each one seemingly continuing a few new frames of content. And that's true, it's emphasis on a few new frames because there's not much we hadn't seen in this before. But there was something that caught a lot of people's eyes. The latest spot, however, has some fans of the spacefaring franchise thinking the last film in the Skywalker saga can have tie to Disney's Mandalorian. As pointed out by some random user on Reddit, there's a sequence in which Kylo Ren's fighting something. In the background, you can see a yellow blaster bolt. Now, yellow blaster bolts are traditionally considered to be associated with Mandalorians. Now, this isn't always true. If you have watched episode 3 of The Mandalorian, you know that something happens and you see a lot of red blaster bolts. None of those bolts are yellow. So this isn't like always necessarily the hard case. However, I can't really recall a moment seeing a yellow blaster bolt that hasn't been associated with the Mandalorian, especially in the Clone Wars. And we know Dave Filoni is involved in this Mandalorian project. How involved is he in Rise of Skywalker? No idea. But usually you have the red, green, and blue bolts used by Empire and Republic in both weapons and colors, but very rarely does a group outside of the fabled Mandalorians use that yellow color. Now, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this TV spot. It's not really that big a deal, which is why I didn't do anything about it. But with this being said, this newfound information about this yellow blaster bolt, I want to find that for you guys, so let's watch it here.
Confronting fear.
There's Luke.
The destiny of a Jedi.
So we've seen this before. Now, that is, you do see, I believe that's intended to be the Knights of Ren, so you do see them pretty well in this little spot here.
If this mission fails, it was all for nothing.
All right, I just saw what they're talking about. So this is that thing with Kylo Ren in the background. Now, I don't know how somebody actually caught this. The levels that people will go to is crazy to me, the attention to detail. But if we can back it up a little bit. There is that yellow blaster bolt. You guys see that? So this is what they're talking about. A yellow blaster bolt that goes flying by Kylo Ren in the background. people spotted that, and they associated yellow blaster bolts with Mandalorian. Now, let's go and finish out this TV spot.
We're not alone.
And some of these things do, like this festival here,
Good people will fight if we lead them.
does seem to confirm some things that we've heard in the leaks.
Your journey.
Of course, the red Sith troopers. I guess there's the red Sith troopers. Another shot of those.
Your journey. Yes, it's in.
Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Okay. Right, so you saw very clearly that yellow blaster bolt that everyone was speculating on and how that could connect to the Mandalorian. And you go down here, with the popularity of the Mandalorian taking social media by storm, it's likely wishful thinking from those involved, plus it doesn't quell hopes the Disney Plus show has turned out to be a smash hit. 3 episodes in, it is yet to be seen how much Pedro Pascal starring show will affect the future of the Star Wars universe. Either way, production of the second season has already started, as confirmed by Jon Favreau. So, there you have it. And listen, I do think it's important to look at all these things. There is the fact that they have altered the release schedule between the second to last and the season finale. Those are going to sandwich around Rise of Skywalker. I do think that's important. I do think that that is intentional. As far as the yellow blaster bolt, it could mean something, but I also wouldn't put it past them to just make a character's blaster yellow just to be different and cool. Like Zori Bliss, Kerry Russell's character, I could definitely see them just randomly giving her a yellow blaster to make her important in some way, or to make her seem different without really any thoughts to the lore and what that could mean. So that's just that's kind of my hesitation to just go based on that yellow blaster bolt. Also, we didn't see the Mandalorians in the Mandalorian so far using yellow blaster bolts. Now, if that had happened, then I could definitely be on board with that. But as far as it is right now, I'm pretty speculative. I don't want Mandalorian to connect to Rise of Skywalker. I don't want them to try to explain any of the issues we have with the sequel trilogy in the Mandalorian, other than maybe just a little bit of world building about how the Empire fell. That would be great. Something they haven't explored at all really yet. I would really enjoy that. But I do think that it's a little too soon to really hardcore make that connection. But the things are definitely there. I can see why people are speculating, and it makes sense. The Mandalorian there's a lot of goodwill for it right now, and there's not really a lot of goodwill for Rise of Skywalker. But I want to know what you guys think. Had you thought about the Mandalorian being connected to Rise of Skywalker with those release dates? Did you see that yellow blaster bolt and immediately think, ooh, Mandalorian? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, ring the bell for notifications, all that good stuff, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.